My brother was murdered by the OCPD and they lied and tried to cover it up. The body cam footage finally came out. There's a few articles about it, but it isn't getting much media traction. I really want just justice for my brother and more attention on the corruption of the OCPD. Chilling video shows Florida deputies shoot suspect whose brother had just been gunned down. Christ, what the fuck? Chilling. Newly released Florida video shows the Florida Sheriff's deputy fatally shooting a gunman after a fight that killed the man's brother. Body cam footage released by the Orange County Sheriff's Office last week shows a deputy arriving at the Heritage Hotel at 12:30 p.m. August 6, finding a man on the ground with a gunshot wound to the chest. Police said the victim, Dylan Jimenez, 21, and his brother, Brian Matthew Richardson, had been involved in an altercation with another man before they arrived. Price, Jimenez and an identified man shot at each other during the confrontation and they were hit. As dying, Jimenez is being tended to. Onlookers tell the deputy his sibling Richardson, who is standing nearby, has a gun. He has a gun in his hand, pointing it at people. Someone can be heard shouting at the video. The deputy then turns his attention to Richardson and repeatedly commands him to drop his weapon before shooting him several times and dropping him on the ground. Deputies directed that man, later identified as Brian Richardson, to drop the gun, Orange County Sheriff John Mina said in a statement. When he did not comply, one deputy fired his weapon. Both Richardson and Jimenez were transported to the hospital. They were both pronounced dead. Not California, Florida. The third injured man was also taken away by ambulance. The deputy who shot Richardson has been placed on temporary administrative leave, and Mina said the probe into the incident is continuing. I think it's important for members of our community to view the entirety of what is released rather than rely on short snippets in the media, Mina said in releasing the body cam video. I obviously can't show this video. I'm looking at it right now.
All right, guys. I'm a paramedic. Okay. He's got a hole right just above his right. Okay, we're going to put a chest seal, okay?
Oh my God, it wasn't even a fucking major altercation. What the fuck? It was literally the conflict that ended.
Bear with me, okay? Down for 10 minutes. Bring him down. Hey, open his airway, okay? Put him down on his back. Open his airway.
He has a gun. He has a gun in his hand.
The deputy takes his fucking med kit out. He already has the gloves on and everything. He puts the med kit when he hears someone say he has a gun and he's pointing it at people.
No, stop.
Drop it. Go.
That's fucking psychotic, dude. He just rolls up. Wait, what do you mean it's not a major altercation? No, the major altercation is over. Like, if there was two people shooting at one another, and there were two people shooting at one another, one of them is on the ground. He's like getting medical help. The other person is standing near them. Someone says, and the cop rolls up, doesn't even see that the dude has a gun or anything. And it doesn't look like he has a gun, but maybe he does. I can't see either. I'm looking at the footage right now and trying to see if he does. He's holding his right hand down. Here, I'll just show you this. This is the second person, okay? This is the person that is the chatter's brother. This guy walks up to him. Careful with your glasses, brother. It doesn't matter. You can't see it. Everything is censored, but I just still wanted to make sure. He's not being aggressive at all. It seems like he might have a gun on his right hand. Ray Beam XO says he never pointed the gun at anyone. The gun was out of his hand before the first shot went off. He was shot 8 times. Canty of the Orange County Police Department was quoted saying some of the most offensive shit I've ever heard about what happened. I can send you a link to the full footage. I can link the full body cam footage where you see the gun is out of his hand before the first shot. Oh, he drops it? I mean, it doesn't matter. He immediately goes from drop the gun to rolling up directly to him and shooting him almost point blank in the fucking chest. Mag dumping him literally in the fucking chest. I just watched it. He might have had a gun, but the other cop grabbed his arm. That is very fucked up. Handed the gun to the other officer. Oh, so in this footage, he doesn't even have a gun in his hand? Yeah, when I saw that video, all I could think was, we don't have a right to bear arms in this country. Only cops do. Literally like 3 seconds between the command to drop and shoot it. Didn't give him a chance. I can't tell if he has a gun in his hand right here on his left hand or not. But he has his one hand up going, hey, hey, no, no, no. And he gets shot. The other officer walks up to him, takes the gun. There's a brief moment where you see he no longer has the gun. Then you get the mag dump. Wait, did I miss that part? Hold on, I'm going to run it again.
No, stop.
Oh, yeah. Look, this is before he gets shot. He says, drop the gun immediately. Has this fucking, I'm sorry for this traumatic step-by-step recreation of this, but yeah. The other officer literally is like about to take the gun out of his hands. The other officer on the right, as you can see here, walks up to him and is about to take the gun out of his hands. The dude literally just says like, listen, I don't have a gun. I mean, or the dude is like putting his hand up. He basically walks up to him, says, drop the gun. Look, here, there's another. Here, I'll show you again. One more frame. He says, drop it, drop it, drop the gun. The other officer is reaching for it. Okay. At this point, the second officer has his hands. You can see the second officer has her hands or his hands, I can't tell, on this dude's wrist. He puts his hand down. Oh, full control at this point. One more frame. Drop it, drop it, drop the gun. Literally getting up in his face with the gun. The other officer already has control of the gun at this point. This officer now, the primary officer in this situation, this fucking pig, is not only doing the wrong thing by taking a life in this circumstance, straight up bloody murder, straight up execution, okay, cold blood, point blank, but he's also, and he might actually literally get in trouble for this, he is placing his own other deputy in the line of fire. He's not only a threat, as you know he was, to the person he considers a perpetrator, a suspect, he's also literally a fucking threat to his own fucking deputy. By the time the first shot is fired, the gun is now, and this is before the first shot is fired. By the time the first shot is fired, the gun is out of his hand. Look. You can kind of see it. First shot still has not been fired in this situation. Yeah. The gun is now, at this point, out of his fucking hand. They're not struggling for the gun, dude. This is happening over the course of 4 seconds. Look. This is before. This is literally, I paused it right before he fired, which is why it's blurred. He hasn't fired it yet. But you can see his other hand. His other hand is completely away at this point. His other hand is completely away. He does not have it anymore. Like he does not have any control over it. He doesn't have control over his hand originally. And you can kind of briefly see that his hand is also... Yeah. Oh, yeah. When the shot is fired, you see that he has no... When the shot is fired, and you're not going to see anything. So I'm going to show it because it's completely blurred. Shot is fired. That's his left hand. That's the hand that had the gun. He no longer has the gun in his hand at that point, which means that the second cop actually did the right thing and immediately took the gun off of his hand. That's his left hand. That's not his right hand. That's the hand that he had the gun on. The fucking cop rolled up on him. The other cop literally properly disarmed him. You know that he wasn't an immediate threat to anybody because they literally walked up to the scene without their guns even drawn. They had walked up to the scene and he had both of his hands on a fucking med kit on the ground. You understand? Originally, someone is bandaging up the other person who's been shot on the ground. I'm not going to show you that because, like, it's blurred, but...
Back over here.
He literally... Okay, here. Right now, he walks up to the fucking scene. He walks up to the scene. The cop that did the shooting. He walks up to the scene. Both of his hands are free. He literally takes out his blue because he's about to try to do some first responder, CPR, whatever is necessary in that situation. Takes out his gloves because he has a bloody person who may or may not be dead. He's about to do triage. He puts his gloves on. Again, you can see in the frame while he's putting his fucking gloves on, the other dude has a gun. The dude with the gun is right there. Gun in his hand, holding it like this on the ground. Okay? Hold on. I'm going to cover this area up. It's already censored, but I'm still going to cover it. Okay? Here. And then you can see it. That's the guy with the gun. Right there. The cop's hands are underneath my camera. I'm just covering it just to be safe, even though it is completely blurred. The guy has his gun right there. Not a threat. Clearly, not a threat. So much so, he's not a threat so much that, like, the cops didn't even realize he had a gun at all. Not only that, but he's willing and able to, and his finger's not even on the trigger. He's just holding it like this. I don't know the exact details, but it seems like there was... I don't know the exact details, but it seems like there was an altercation where it's fucking Florida. Both parties had a gun and they shot one another or shot at one another. And this person ended up shooting and killing the other person. So you're telling me you see a guy holding a gun, you're not scared? It's America, motherfucker. What do you mean? You do police work not in fucking Switzerland. Well, Switzerland has a high rate of gun ownership too. You're not doing police work in the UK, okay? You're doing police work in fucking Florida. You need to do police work for Florida. No one died until the police came? No, someone was dead on the ground. Someone was dying on the ground because he had been shot. So you're wrong about that. No, the person they shot survived. The two brothers died. Wait, what? No, I read the article. Did I misunderstand it? What the fuck? Hold on. Police said the victim, Dylan Jimenez, 21, and his brother, Brian Matthew Richardson, had been involved in an altercation with another man before they arrived. Jimenez and the unidentified men shot at each other during the confrontation and were hit. Yeah, that's what it... Yeah, okay. As a dying Jimenez is being tended to, onlookers tell the deputy that his sibling, Richardson... Oh... Jimenez and an unidentified man shoot at each other. This is the dude's brother. The dead guy on the ground is his brother. Oh, shit. Okay. So the guy that actually shot the other brother literally is unidentified. He did his job and he left. That's why he was holding the gun. The first brother was shot and he's on the ground and they're tending to him. The other brother has a gun, but he's holding it but not waving it around or pointing it at anyone. He never shot anyone. Chatters are getting confused. His brother was the one in an altercation. His brother had exchanged shots with an unidentified third party. Yeah. So cops came in and were like, we're going to finish the job. You know, now that your brother is dying on the ground, we should clear the situation up by shooting you. That's what happened. Great stuff. Why the fuck did random people say that he was pointing a gun at people? That he's waving the gun. The other random person. Well, that's literally a consequence of just having so many fucking guns. This is something that I talk about all the time, which is that yes, when there are more guns, the I'm a concealed carry holder is not exactly going to be an adequate way to stop a cop from fucking shooting you. Even though that's the first thing that they teach you when you get a gun license and you get a concealed carry permit. They fucking stopped triaging his dying brother to murder him for not responding better to orders, like he's watching his brother bleed out. That's crazy. Wonderful stuff. Great stuff. Living in America. Okay. We're gonna move on to some. We're gonna move on to the kid. What? The cop. We're gonna move on to more police altercations, but on a lighter note. The article showed the cops fucking lied about it too. Said that he didn't want to comply with officers when asked to drop the gun. Oh shit! Hold on. Sorry. It's just random, unrelated shit.